Hi everyone, Danicha here. I am going to do a solo playthrough of Tussie, Mussie, designed by Elizabeth Hargrave. This is an 18 card game. Of course, however, with solo, there's actually a solo expansion. So I'll shuffle these up to prepare. And then we have here the solo cards. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it adds six cards to the game, which is still very little. But basically, this is how we'll manage kind of the AI. And so this is a bouquet, and then I think that will kind of make sense later. You're gonna need to understand the terms bouquet and keepsake. So bouquet will be a face-up plant card, such as this. This is considered face-up in your bouquet. It is considered a keepsake if it is face down. And your overall spread here of flowers will be 4 cards across. So you will fill it from left to right. So say this is a face-up card, this is a keepsake, this is a bouquet, and this is a keepsake. Of course, it could be all keepsakes if you end up playing that way. It could be all bouquets if you end up playing that way. The AI will also control its own 4 cards. In the upcoming turns, it will also have more cards than we will actually. So you'll see that come into play later in rounds 2 and 3. This is only a 3-round game, so it's very quick. But it may take a little longer in this video to explain all the rules. So let me just shuffle these back up again, and then we'll get into it. So we've got these, and then now these are the solo cards. They tell you exactly what to do. You'll deal 2, 1 face up, 1 face up, and then when you place them, I get to decide. I get to decide to put them both face up, meaning they're on the bouquet side, or both face down, meaning they're a keepsake side, for me and my opponent. So I'll put my bouquet and keepsakes down here, and I'll put the opponent's keepsakes up here. So we'll go ahead and start now. I'll shuffle these solo cards up, and then this is round 1. So I'll flip this, and it might be a little hard to see, so let me see if I could balance it. There we go. It is going to be a little bit dark, sorry about that, but we'll see face up and face down. So I get to deal face up. I get to deal face down. So right now, these are how the cards are. I get to decide if I place them both face up, but I don't get to look at this yet. So if I do end up taking it, this face down card, it will be placed face up. So that may be confusing because it is different from the multiplayer. So let's say I will decide to take the red tulip, and this effect says +1 point for each of your red cards, including this one. So that's good. So I think I'll put this in my bouquet. So I'll put it in spot 1 of 4. And then that means, because I have it face up in my bouquet, I'm going to make his face up. So the opponent has the pink larkspur. So this one's very interesting. Before scoring, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, you must replace one of your cards with one of them. Okay? So just so you know, for any of the cards that have an effect that says the word you may or the word may, the opponent automatically gets 2 points added to the round score. So if there's any you may cards, I might have to double, reconsider giving those 2 points to them. So we'll take the second card, and now we'll deal 1 face up, 1 face down. So this is a red rose. It says +1 point for each of your hearts. So this would be great if I had hearts, but I don't have hearts here. And hearts would appear in the middle, around here. I'm sure it will come up. So I'll show you in a bit. And this particular card does say something below it. So the deal I dealt face up, face down, and then it says discard one card from the top of the deck face up. So I'm going to discard one card face up. So if I had known all of these cards and what they do, I understand that Camellia, which has no effect and provides one heart, what that means to me. I may be able to build a strategy knowing that this card is no longer in this deck for me this round. And now when I place, the opponent stays as dealt, meaning I have to either take one of these, but the opponent has to stay as a keepsake if it's already a keepsake, or a bouquet if it's already a bouquet. So at this point, I don't want this, so it's going to take it into his bouquet. And I'm going to take this keepsake, and at this time, I can reveal it to myself as a peony. And it has a heart, which grants me 1 point at the end of the round, no matter what. And then it says plus 2 points if you already have exactly 2 cards in your bouquet. So that's really helpful because if I had these 2 points, if I have these 2 bouquet cards face up, then I would automatically get 2 points as long as there's only 2 face up. So right now this is a keepsake, so I'll keep it that way. And I will take the next card. This one says deal. Deal 2 face up. So both of these go face up. And when I place them, I either place them so that mine's a keepsake and the opponent's a bouquet, or both of us have keepsakes. So regardless of how they're dealt, the placement could change. So these 2 choices, the one on the left is a gardenia, plus 1 point for each of your keepsakes. Daisy, plus 1 point for each of your other cards without heart. So I think I'll go for the Daisy because these 2 cards do not have hearts. Actually, this one does. So maybe, I'll take the Gardenia and give the. So this has to be face down for me, and then this one will be face up for him. And then we'll go for the final card this round, which is deal 1 face up, deal 1 face down, and then when I place it, I have to place it as it was dealt. So if it was face up here, it has to be face up in our bouquets. And if it's a keepsake, it has to be kept down, face down. So I'm going to want the 2 bouquets, the 2 face up cards for this bonus, and then he'll take this one. So that is the end of the round, and at this time we will score. So let's see, I will, to differentiate which ones are keepsakes, I'll make sure to push these up when I flip them over, because it will matter in scoring. So I get plus 1 point for each of my red cards, including this one. I only have 1 card that's red, so that's 1 point. Plus 2 points, you have exactly 2 cards in your bouquet. I do. These are my 2 bouquet cards that were face up. So that's a total of 3 points. And for this heart, I get 1 extra point. That's 4 points. The Gardenia gives me plus 1 point for each of my keepsakes. I have 2 keepsakes, so that's 6 points. And then this Honeysuckle, plus 1 point for each card adjacent to this one in your bouquet. This only has 1 card adjacent, so that's 7 points. And this heart gives it an extra 1 point, so that's 8 points. So to keep track of the score, I will use a notepad. So I'll put Danicha in the AI, and then have round 1, 2, and 3, and I think I have, what was that, 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And we'll see what the AI has. He has 1 keepsake, so we'll kind of like pull this down to make it look more differentiated from the bouquets. So this says you may, so it gets plus 2 points already. And then plus 1 point for each of your hearts. So he has 3 points, he has 2 hearts. And then plus 1 point for each of your other cards without a heart. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because there's 3 cards that don't have hearts. And then we have this marigold. Before scoring, you must discard one of your other cards. It doesn't do that. It's just going to take the points, the 2 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's winning by 1 point right now. So what's interesting now, that's very different from the multiplayer, is that you actually shuffle the cards in the bouquet. And you draw one face up, and that's their starting bouquet. And then we shuffle the rest of the plant cards. And then we start round 2. So, got that shuffled. And now we'll also shuffle the solo cards back up, because there's only 6, so we have to reshuffle every round as well. Okay. And now we're starting round 2. Let's see. We deal face up, face down. Discard 1 card from the top of the deck, face up. So we have the pink rose, that's out of play right now. And then when we place, the opponent stays as dealt. So I think I'll take the Snapdragon, because if I didn't, he would get a total of 3 points. The Snapdragon says before scoring, you may change up to 2 of your cards. The fact that it says you may means it gets 2 points, and it has a heart on it, which means it gets a total of 3 points just for this card. So to prevent that, I'm going to keep it in my bouquet, and then we'll take this keepsake. I will deal face up, face down, and then I will place either as a keepsake for myself, and a bouquet for him, or a bouquet for me, and a keepsake for him. So I think I'll keep the keepsake and then give him the bouquet. Let's see what I got. I got the Forget Me Not. And this one says +1 point for each heart on your cards adjacent to this one. So that's good. Draw here. Deal 2 face up. We have the violet and the red tulip. When I place, I have to place either both of us get the bouquet or both of us get the keepsake. I think I'll go for this violet, because it says +1 point for your purple cards, including this one. So that's pretty neat, because I have 2 purple ones already. So I'll take this one, and I'll give him this one. So although he has 4 cards, we wait till I have 4 cards before we score for the round. So we will draw 1 more solo card, and 1 face up, 1 face down. And when I place, 2 are bouquets, or 2 are face down. So I'll take this rose, and that means I will place this face up for him as well. Okay, so now we're back to scoring. Starting with me, it says before scoring, I may change up to 2 of my cards. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'll keep this for the heart, so that's 1 point for the heart. Forget Me Not, +1 point for each heart on your cards adjacent to this one, so that's 2. And then this one gets 3. So that's 3, and then +1 point for each of your purple cards. 4, 5, 6, and then +1 point for each of your hearts. 7, 8. So same amount of points as last round. So the opponent got 1 point for each other of your cards without a heart. So that's 1, 2, 3. +1 point for each of your keepsakes. 4. +3 points if you have no hearts. Nope. And then this one says +1 point for each of your red cards, including this one. So that was, I should really write down these as I go because I forget. +1 point for each of your other cards without hearts. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1 point for each of your keepsakes. That's 5. And then this one doesn't work. And then this one says +1 point for each of your red cards. That's 6. And then we have +1 point for each card adjacent to this one in your bouquet. 1, and then 2 for the heart. So he also has 8 points. Cool. So let's see. He will now, for round 3, keep 2 cards. 1, 2. Okay. Is it 2? Yeah, I hope I'm not just making the game harder for myself. Let me get the instructions out real quick. Yep, so yeah, before the 3rd round, give the opponent 2 random cards from their round 2 arrangements. Cool. So I definitely got that right. And then we will get to shuffle these cards. And then we'll shuffle the solo cards. And then we'll start the next round. Put this to the side. Alright. Final round here. We'll do 1 face up, 1 face down, and then plus 3 points if you have no hearts. I will give that to him because I see he definitely has a heart. I'll take this, face up. So that's a carnation. It says plus 1 point for each of your different color cards. So I'll try not to get yellows if possible. So we have 2 face up, which is great because I can see both colors. So I'll probably go here, the camellia. So mine has to be placed as a keepsake. And opponent can be face up or face down. I'll give it to him face up. Alright. Alright, face up, face down. So cards must remain as dealt, so if I decide to take the red, I'll have to take it face up, which is fine. I won't take the red, though, because I want to try to get many different colors. So we'll do that, and let's see what I have in my keepsake. Pink, perfect. Plus 2 points if you have exactly 2 cards in your bouquet. So my last card hopefully will be face up. So I deal 2 face up cards, and I'll get this one. So that'll be face up, and then we'll get that one. So the 3rd round was quick. I went through it pretty quickly. But let's see. I will push my keepsakes up so I can differentiate them from my bouquet and begin scoring. Okay, carnation gives me plus 1 point for each of your different colored cards. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This has no effect, but gives me 1 point for the heart. This is plus 2 points if you have exactly 2 cards in your bouquet. I do. And then it has a heart, so that's a total of plus 3 for this. And then we have the orchid, and this has a heart and counts as any one color, which is fine. I just had it count as white since it was a different color. So that's just plus 1. So we have a total of 9, I think. Yeah, 9 points. Now the AI, or the opponent, let's see. So all of his are bouquets, which is not good because Amaryllis gives plus 1 point for each card in his bouquet. So I probably shouldn't have let him have that anyway. The Daisy, plus 1 point for each of your other cards without a heart. So that's 1, 2. This one gets 1 point for each card adjacent to this in your bouquet. So it's 1, 2, and then plus 1 is 3 for that heart. And then plus 3 points if you have no hearts. So that doesn't apply. Marigold says before scoring, you must discard one of your other cards. It doesn't do that, so it just gets the 2 points for the 2 hearts here. Amaryllis, plus 1 point for each card in your bouquet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the Phlox, it has no effect, just 2 hearts. So it's plus 2. So that was a terrible round for me. So what's that? That is 15. So the final score is 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 9 is 25, 9 plus 15 is 24, plus 8 is 32. So he ended up winning with a whopping 32, and I got only 25. Definitely didn't play the best strategy here. But I hope you got a gist of just how quick a game like this could go and how easy it is to manage the cards. The setup obviously is very easy. Just gonna shuffle 2 decks of cards, lay them out, and that's pretty much it. Like just in this 1 minute, I'm able to put the game away with no problem. A little quicker if I didn't take the rules